All right, welcome. Today I'd like to give you a prescription for your hamstrings. So dealing with hamstring injuries can be tricky because the top of the hamstring, where the hamstrings attach to the pelvis, can be quite weak and easy to tear. But the thicker part of the hamstring, the belly of the hamstring, is quite thick, the belly of the muscle. So that creates a situation where it's actually fairly easy to injure the top of your hamstring. And I'm going to give you some things today that you can use to heal the hamstrings to get them working well. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is using a ball. You can use a tennis ball, or here I have a rubber tune-up ball, or a lacrosse ball works really great too. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the insertion of the hamstring where it attaches to the sitting bone, and we're going to sit on that, and we'll just kind of move around and start to break up some of the scar tissue that happens when we have injured the hamstring. So you want to kind of go up and down, side to side. It can be a little bit tender, and if it is, use a softer ball like a tennis ball. This is a really important part of healing the hamstrings because scar tissue tends to be a lot more challenging to heal than regular tissue, and it's a lot easier to re-tear. Okay, so this is the first part. We'll just do this for about 3 minutes. Okay, let's move to the second part, which is to properly lengthen the hamstrings. So the first thing that I want to mention is the way not to stretch your hamstrings, and that is by just bending forward, because this does a really good job of stretching the top of the hamstring, but it does kind of a lousy job of lengthening the thicker belly of the muscle. So by just bending forward repeatedly, it's a pretty clear way to keep re-injuring your hamstring. So instead, you can use either a belt or just your hands, but I like to use the belt, and I'll show you this version. So you're going to lie down on your back, placing the foot inside the belt, and we want to really focus on the lower leg and pressing that lower leg down as we keep a neutral curve in our lower back, so the lower back is curved off the ground. And we're focusing now on trying to contract the pelvic floor as we pull the strap in. And you should be feeling this more towards the knee and the belly of the hamstring. You don't want to be feeling it up by the top. Okay, the second way that I really like to lengthen the hamstrings is either with a chair or the wall, and I'll show you first with the chair. So you're going to step your foot forward and walk your other leg back so that you can push on the edge of the chair and swing the top of your hip back as you bring your chest forward. And we're doing two things here. We're pulling the hip back and we're pressing the front foot down as if you were pushing into a gas pedal. You want to contract the front of the leg, which is going to help us lengthen the hamstring, and fold forward to lengthen the belly of the muscle. Again, just like the last variation, you want to be feeling it more towards the back of the knee and the belly of the hamstring, but less in and around the pelvis and the sitting bone. Okay, the last thing I want to show you for our hamstring prescription is how to build strength in the muscle. Okay, so we're going to use a chair for this one, and we're going to sit close to the chair with our heels on the edge of the chair. I'm going to push my elbows down, and I'm pushing my heels down to engage the hamstrings and pull the hips up. Want to hold for a few seconds at the top and then come down. You want to make sure that you're feeling tone at around the top of the hamstring where it attaches to your sitting bones. So another way to do the same thing without the chair, where we're strengthening the hamstring, is with these leg raises. So here we've got the head down, the shoulders are relaxed, and we're trying to isolate the top of the hamstring as we lift and elevate the leg. Okay. I suggest doing both sides. Hold for a few seconds at the top, make sure that the hamstring's engaging, and then come down. All right, so that's your quick hamstring prescription. I hope it helps, and leave any comments at the bottom if you like. We'll see you next time.